Hi, so I'm going to teach you how to make a base. Well, first and foremost, I'm going to just go as basic as possible, right? So this GID, G36, this is just so you can see how each group looks. You don't have to change this. I always keep it at G36. I don't know what group it is, but this div and this div, you don't touch ever. This is just your base, okay? That's it. These two lines are your base. This is always going to be your base. So your first thing is going to be class name. Obviously, you're going to change it. You put your width, 500. You put your height, 500. Let's see, position, relative, overflow, hidden. It depends on the code. If you want overflow hidden on or off, it's really up to you. Margin 50, auto, and there you go. Oh, color black. Okay, now that's our little box that we just made. Now we're not going to touch this, we're just going to leave it alone. Now what I'm going to do is go to settings, right? I want two of my CSS files loaded, right? As you can see, I already have them loaded already. Now the first one is called site. It's called site Vars backup CSS. So what this is I'm gonna click on it, right? It is all of the colors and images and emojis that go with every group already preloaded with the WebKit scroll bar. That's so it could show you exactly what the code is going to look like, because sometimes you can't tell because the scroll bar width, the general scroll bar width is actually sometimes thicker than the ones we use. So I have the scroll bar and the image at object fit cover, object position 50-50. So it's always correctly sized. You don't have to add these two lines of annoying coding to your code ever again because it's already there. So what I did was I just grabbed this URL. You're going to add this URL to the CSS of your settings area, right? And then you're going to add this. This is the font family icons, okay? All of the font family shit is already located here. Here's the thing, right? How do you add font awesome stuff? You go to here and you go on an icon. Let's see. I'm going to search COVID. Why did I search COVID? Because believe it or not, there's a shit ton of COVID icons. And let's say you want to use one of the pro ones. Guess what, fam? You can. And look, I'll show you. Let me get out of the settings real quick. Look, you're using the pro ones. It's going to show up. Just give it a second. It's probably black, isn't it? Let me just change the color to white so you can see it. See? And let's change the font size to 500. Maybe not 500. Let's change it to 300. See, it's duotoned and it's white. So any font awesome thing, you should be able to get it. It really doesn't matter. Pro, not pro. As long as you know what you're doing, you know what you're looking. Wrong code again. You know what you're looking for, it should be there. I personally don't use font awesome anymore because I like using flat icons because I'm trash. But yeah, that works. So that's what the next line of CSS is, the next page of CSS is for. And the third one is called Ignite Traits. Again, we don't need this, but this is just all of our traits just preloaded. So if we ever wanted to test a code that uses the traits, guess what? It's there. It's there for us to use. I will provide you all of these URLs so you can have your own thing, right? Cool. After you finish your code and you save the CSS, your finalized URL goes here, right? So now let's say we want to add some fonts, right? Some really cute fonts. And we don't want to crowd up our page by adding them here. So we're going to go to our font directory. We're going to pick, oh, look, this is Briar installing all the fonts. Good job, buddy. But I'm going to, okay, so let's see. This is a font we're going to use, right? So we're going to copy Dropbox link, right? I don't know what it looks like. I'm just going. At import. I'm pretty sure it's at import. Yeah. Import URL. Okay, so why do you have to put this in the beginning of the site? I mean, the beginning of your CSS, because if you put it in the second line or the third line or the fifth line, it's not going to work. I don't know why, it just glitches out. So for Dropbox links, you're never going to put this here. You see the question mark, the DL equals 0? That needs to go. You erase that. And then you change the www to DL. Boom. That font is loaded. What is that font called? League Mono, right? Okay. All right, so we're going to do font. Well, see, in the beginning of all my codes, I like to put the fonts in the first line, so I know what I'm doing, so I always var it. So it'll be font 1, this, and font 2 for whatever font I use next. So we're going to class name, copy, class name, let's say, give me another class name, J, okay. Font, I always use shorthand because longhand is just ridiculous now. All right, so I'm going to do 400 width, right? I'm going to do italic. I'm going to do size 25 at line height 100%, var font 1, color red, because, you know, that's going to show up on the black, right? So I'm going to go div class J, your installed font looks like this. So this is a mono font that we just plugged. It's called League Mono. Now we can like switch this up. It doesn't need to be italic, so get rid of the italic. Say you want this to be bold, just put 900. Say you want it to be super thinny, put thin, put 300. Say you want it thinner. I don't know if 200 is loaded, but we'll see. Apparently it is, yep. Say you want this to be caps lock. Text transform uppercase. So again, you do what you want with your text, okay? Anyway. So instead of you typing in League Mono or spelling the font wrong or getting it wrong, you var it once so you never have to enter it again, as long as you remember what font is mono. A lot of people do this too. They do mono, right? So now they remember exactly what font the mono font is instead of remembering the numbers. So let's say I want to do sans, right? That's going to be the next font. Okay, so let's get a good sans font. Okay, we're going to go to the sans folder. So let's grab Point. I actually really like this font. I haven't gotten to use it. So copy Dropbox link, and we're going to do this again at import URL. Okay, now we're going to do the delete, and then we're going to do the DL. And now we have a secondary font, which is going to be called our Point font, right? And I gotta look at the CSS just to make sure that, oh, it's just called Point. Sometimes it has like really obscure, weird ass names, so you gotta be really careful. And make sure you don't fuck anything up. I didn't fuck anything up. Okay, so there you go. So the next font is Sans, right? So Mono changes it to League Mono, and Sans is gonna change it to the Sans font. That's it. That's how you switch between fonts. I would always go with shorthand for fonts. It saves you on a lot of stuff, on a lot of extra lines for no reason, you know? Okay, so that's fonts. We're going to erase that because, again, we don't need it. But I'm going to just keep this here for your reference. All right, now we want to see a group, how, you know, something colored looks, right? Okay, so let's do another class. Joy. Color. Now, let's say I want to do the first color, which is the main color, MCRL, right? So I'm going to go to RGBA, var, MCRL. MCRL are just the RGBA numbers, okay? After that, you need to put at the opacity of what this color is going to be. So I'm going to put 1 for now. And we're going to size this to 50. Actually, no. Why are we doing this? Let's not do a separate class. Let's instead just do this. Life is easier. Okay. So, div class J, group color MCRL. So, I'm labeling it so you know. Group color MCRL. Okay. We're going to do this 2 more times. And we're going to call this 2, call this 3. Okay, 3. And, oh wait, no. H and G. Oh my god. Fudge. Alright, hold on. G, 2, 3. All the colors change because that is whatever group this is. I don't know what group this is, but you want to find out? Let's find out what group this is. Let's say I want to find out what group this is, but I'm too lazy to actually look it up. I'm going to do after, and I'm going to do content, and I'm going to do var name, right? I need to put the thing. It's satire. We're messing around with satire. There you go. That's it. So that's how you know you're doing satire. This just reveals what group this is. Okay, so now let's test out an image, right? Okay, GR, GR2, GR2, GR3, GR3. Okay, we're just typing this in, but you're gonna figure out exactly what this is right now. Okay, so GR. We're gonna display block, width, let's do 100, height, 100, background, var, emo. That's for one of the icons. That's the thing for one of the icons. So this is one of the main icons for satire. So now we're gonna copy this exact code, make it GR2, and now we're gonna put Annie, which is short for animation, which loads the animated icon for this. The next one is called flat icon, which is FLA, which is the flattened version of the icon, which is a clown or a gesture or something. Oh, we have 2 more actually that Ray and Maddie added, food and animals, which I'm going to share right now. So 5 and 5. Okay. Okay, so let's do 4. 4 is going to be food, which is FOO. These are all things you're going to see when you look at the actual style sheet. And this is a fortune cookie. Number 5 is going to be animal, which is MAL, M-A-L. Oh, okay. So obviously don't put height. Let's get rid of the height so we can see everything and let it scroll. Let's add some padding. Let's make it look cute. Okay. So this is what this looks like, right? But let's say we're doing a wanted ad and we want to change colors within the group. How do we do that? All right. So now we're going to do div class. Give me a group. Let's do Bollywood, because Bollywood is very bright and vibrant, and it's going to look different, right? Cool. So let's do a gradient box. Don't judge me, okay? I mean, again, I could type this from scratch, but why would I do that? Like, do I look like a masochist to you? Class name, right? We're gonna do box. We're gonna call this box because, you know, we're so original. Okay, so this, the 000 means black, obviously. So this is the underlying color of your gradient. So this is the full gradient right here. MCRL, HCRL, GCRL. Now this, again, you can edit the opacities and make it whatever, but I'm just going to show you how this works. I'm going to make a box that is 120, right? 120. And we're just going to leave it at this. we're just going to make this box. And I'm going to show you how you can play with the opacities and how you can play with pretty much everything. Okay, so this is obviously not satire because it's Bollywood. We styled it to be, right? I'm going to add some breaks so, you know, there's like some kind of split between the codes. Okay. Alright, so this is Bollywood, right? Shouldn't it be satire? No, because you wrapped a Bollywood thingy around it. So it's going to be the color of Bollywood. So now, let's make another class inside the box, right? And let's make it W. Okay, let's take this, right? Let's paste it here. Let's take this. Okay. And guess what? We're just going to change the letter to W, 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 W. So it's by itself. So now let's take this and paste it here and change the G's to W's. Or you could just kept a G, but you know, I'm just making sure you understand and see the difference. Oh, again, we don't need to put heights. I don't know why we do that. So let's just do 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. Okay, so all of these are sized 40 now. And now you can see exactly what color the Bollywood icons for Bollywood, obviously. Okay, so now let's see what another group looks like. And again, we're going to play with this. And okay, so let's see what happens when we change up the opacity. So let's make it 5 and 5 and 5 for the third color. See how it gets darker? Why? Because it has like a darker underlayer. But if we do white, look how bright that becomes. See, it's all about what you use. You can even use grays to change up the colors, change up the tones of the colors. There's like literally nothing you can't do with this because it's so versatile and easy to edit. Okay, so now let's go and make another thing. Let's do documentary. So that's documentary. So it's colored within a color, okay? So now, if you want to see how other groups look, right, just switch through the numbers, go to 39. That is obviously something that I don't know. It's a space opera maybe? Or it could be the other one. I don't know, one of them. Again, if you want to check, you could just do var name on an after tag. This, I don't know what this is either. Okay, let's do 50. I don't know what 50 is, but we're going to figure it out. But you see how this changes, but this doesn't because we have it set. That's pretty much it. This is your coding base. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to link you, and then you can watch the video. I'm so sorry this took so long. This is 18 minutes.